Welcome back to my sleep story channel. Today, we're going to relax, unwind, and drift into a deep sleep with mysterious and captivating tales. A good night's sleep not only rests the body, but also takes us on wondrous adventures in our minds. In today's episode, I'll be telling the story of the mysterious SOS signal on Hokkaido Mountain. A chilling, intriguing mystery from the snow-covered peaks of Japan. Get cozy, turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and join me as we step into this story's world. Wishing you a relaxing evening and enjoy the tale. The SOS signal is an international code used to request help in emergencies. However, it doesn't always lead to rescue. Sometimes, a cry for help can leave investigations at a dead end. This is a story of a massive SOS signal discovered on a mountain in Hokkaido in the late 1980s. Yet to this day, no one knows who truly created this enigmatic distress call. What secrets does the cold, dark wilderness of this forest hold? The incident took place in Dazetsuza National Park, one of Japan's largest and most rugged national parks, encompassing vast volcanic landscapes, dense forests, and treacherous peaks. Mount Asadake, the highest peak in Hokkaido at 2,291 meters, stands as a central feature of the park, attracting hikers and adventurers year-round with its stunning views, hot springs, and challenging trails. However, the park's beauty belies its dangers. Unpredictable weather, steep cliffs, dense bamboo undergrowth, and the risk of getting lost in fog or storms. Over the years, numerous hikers have gone missing in this area, with some cases remaining unsolved, adding to the eerie reputation of the region. On July 24, 1989, the peaks of Hokkaido were shrouded in thick fog, the aftermath of one of the fiercest storms to sweep through the region in the past month. Japan, a country accustomed to natural disasters like earthquakes, typhoons, and volcanic eruptions, is no stranger to storms. But this one was different, bringing not just heavy rain and wind, but also an inexplicable mystery that has puzzled investigators for decades. Hidden within the fog was a puzzle that combined elements of survival, tragedy, and the unknown, drawing comparisons to other famous unsolved hiking mysteries around the world, such as the Dyatlov Pass incident in Russia or the disappearances in America's national parks. Local police received reports from residents about two missing hikers. They were adventure enthusiasts from Tokyo, aiming to conquer the trail from Kurodake to Sahadake. Instead of following the correct route, they veered south toward the Chibetsugawa River, a fast-flowing waterway known for its treacherous crossings and surrounding wetlands. Upon receiving the report, a search helicopter braved the fog. Authorities were racing to find the pair, who had made a grave mistake by embarking on a hike from Tokyo without heeding the weather forecasts or properly preparing for the park's notorious hazards. They vanished as if swallowed by the mysterious mist, leaving no trace, much like other hikers who underestimated the mountain's unforgiving nature. The search stretched on for hours, with the helicopter crew scanning the vast, rugged terrain below. By the end of the day, hope was fading like the last rays of sunlight piercing through the clouds. The team scoured every crevice, valley, and ridge, but found no sign of anyone on the vast mountain. As night fell, darkness enveloped the peaks, making the search even more challenging, with visibility reduced to near zero and the risk of the helicopter itself encountering danger increasing. Suddenly, something strange caught the team's attention. Amid the rumbling thunder and swirling mist, a massive SOS signal, stretching about 20 meters long, appeared on a clearing south of the Sahadake. This distress signal, meticulously arranged from large birch logs, sparked new hope, as it seemed to be a clue left by the missing hikers. The sign was enormous, with each letter formed by logs stacked 3 high, making it visible for the air even in poor conditions. The team was ordered to focus on the area, and luck appeared to be on their side. About 2 to 3 kilometers north of the signal, the 2 missing hikers emerged from a cave, disoriented and weakened. Exhausted and disoriented by the harsh weather, they could hardly believe they'd been found. The freezing night had convinced them death was inevitable, as hypothermia set in and their supplies dwindled. The rescue team successfully saved the hikers from the brink of death. The pair needed immediate medical attention, so the police quickly provided food, warm blankets, and transported them to safety via helicopter. This miracle was seemingly thanks to their efforts in braving the rain to create the massive SOS signal, or so it seemed at first. The team emphasized the hikers' survival instincts, noting that the SOS sign had expedited the rescue, turning what could have been a tragic loss into a story of triumph. However, upon debriefing, the 2 men were bewildered. They insisted they hadn't created any SOS signal, nor were they even aware of its existence near their hiding spot. This revelation shifted the focus. If not them, then who created the massive SOS signal on Hokkaido's mountain? The question opened a Pandora's box of intrigue, leading investigators down a path filled with contradictions and enigmas. Hokkaido is a renowned tourist destination, Japan's northernmost island, known for its wild beauty, fresh seafood, and winter festivals. Its majestic landscapes and pristine nature make Japan's second-largest island a breathtaking masterpiece, drawing millions of visitors annually. Yet, beneath its serene beauty lie active volcanoes that could erupt at any moment, hot springs bubbling with geothermal energy, and vast wilderness areas like Dazetsuzen National Park, which spans over 2,267 square kilometers. This blend of dreamlike allure and mystery draws countless visitors, from casual tourists to seasoned mountaineers. Hokkaido is a famous spot for long-distance hiking, offering stunning scenery year-round, including colorful autumn foliage, blooming alpine flowers in summer, and deep snow in winter. A side take: the highest peak in Hokkaido at 2,291 meters is a top choice for adventurers. It's both a resort and a popular ski destination, with ropeways providing access to higher elevations. In summer, melting snow reveals breathtaking views, attracting hordes of tourists. However, danger lurks for those daring to conquer its trails. The paths are treacherous, with few clear markers, steep inclines covered in loose scree, and areas prone to rockfalls. Hikers rely on sparse signs left by locals, and missteps can lead to disaster. Heavy rain often triggers mudslides and falling rocks, endangering lives. Even in summer, nighttime temperatures can plummet below zero, with cases of hikers freezing to death despite the season. The park's history includes numerous search and rescue operations, with some hikers never found, their fate speculated to involve falls, wildlife encounters, or simply getting lost in the expansive terrain. Returning to the story, the SOS signal was found in a relatively flat, waterlogged area about 4 kilometers south of Sade's Peak, near the headwaters of the Chibetsugawa River. The massive distress sign was crafted from neatly trimmed birch logs, each about 4 to 5 meters long and weighing 50 to 100 kilograms. Their brownish-yellow hue stood out against the green grass, making the signal unmistakable from above. Whoever created it likely used a sharp saw or axe, but no such tool was ever found at the site. But who would carry a saw on a hiking trip? This question baffled rescuers, as typical hikers carry lightweight gear, not heavy logging tools. Rescue workers speculated that the missing hikers, with extensive survival skills, crafted the signal in a short time. Its location was off the usual hiking routes, making its presence even more perplexing. According to the team, no trails existed south of the mountain at the time, a region characterized by dense forests, steep cliffs, and bamboo thickets that can disorient even experienced navigators. Whoever made the signal would have had to take a perilous detour from a sahadake, navigating steep cliffs, dense forests, and the raging Chibetsugawa River, a journey that would exhaust even the fittest individual and take days to complete under normal conditions. The Japanese police were baffled, unable to determine how the signal's creator reached the site or managed such a feat. They suspected a hidden secret, perhaps involving multiple people or undisclosed events. The signal's fortunate discovery saved 2 lives, but others might still be in danger, prompting thoughts of broader searches. Unfortunately, it was too late in the day to send another rescue team, with nightfall and ongoing bad weather making operations hazardous. The police could only hope any stranded hikers would survive until morning, enduring the cold and isolation. The next day, another team was dispatched to search for the signal's creator, hoping to find someone in distress. They focused on the waterlogged area around the SOS sign, believing luck would strike again. But instead, they made a chilling discovery. Human remains, torn by wild animals, indicating a painful death. The bone showed signs of fractures that occurred while the person was alive, and gnaw marks from scavengers like bears or foxes, common in the park. Nearby, they found a backpack containing a Sony Walkman for cassette tapes, toothpaste, soap, and a towel. At first glance, these seemed to belong to the missing hikers, possibly linking to the remains. But could someone capable of crafting a massive SOS signal with 19 large logs succumb to nature so easily? The scene suggested the person had been there for some time, perhaps years, adding layers to the mystery. The team found no further clues, and the rescue mission failed, shifting to a recovery operation. Locals noted the mountain's unpredictable weather, with sudden storms striking without warning, capable of turning a pleasant hike into a survival ordeal. Perhaps the signal's creators spent their final moments awaiting help that never came, their cries lost in the wind. The remains were likely the signal's creator, but who were they? The police sent the bones for analysis, hoping to identify the victim. 2 days later, Asakawa Medical University reported the remains belonged to a woman, aged 20 to 40, about 1.6 meters tall, with type O blood. She had multiple fractures and likely died 1 to 3 years earlier. That was all the police learned initially, with no leads to identify her. However, subsequent tests in 1990 revised this to male remains with type A blood, highlighting early forensic errors and adding to the confusion. But something was off. A woman of average height, with multiple fractures, couldn't have moved such a mass alone. Creating the signal required felling large trees with specialized tools and enduring a grueling journey from a sahadake. Human endurance would falter under such conditions, especially if injured. This feat seemed impossible without help. Who assisted her, or him? Theories range from a companion who escaped to supernatural explanations, though most focus on practical survival scenarios. The SOS signal turned a simple search into a complex mystery. Investigators examined the items found near the remains, with the cassette tapes offering the most promise. They played the tapes, initially hearing cheerful music from the 1980s anime Magical Princess Mickey Momo. This children's show was oddly linked to tragedy, as its airing coincided with devastating natural disasters in Japan, leading some to view it as a bad omen. Some even speculated the SOS signal carried a similar curse, tying into local folklore about cursed mountains and spirits. But at the tape's end, chilling sounds emerged. A man's panic, pain cries in Japanese, shouting syllable by syllable, "I can't move. SOS. Please save me. I'm near where the helicopter was. Please get me out." The slow enunciation suggested an attempt to be heard clearly, perhaps thinking the recorder could amplify his voice or serve as a beacon. What happened to this man? He didn't mention injuries, but said he was stuck due to thick vegetation, specifically bamboo brush. Perhaps he recorded the message hoping a helicopter would hear it, or in delirium from hypothermia. Exhausted, he may have ventured to a clearing, felling birch trees with an unknown axe to create the SOS signal. But no further searches occurred, possibly due to halted operations or weather. The mention of a helicopter could refer to the search helicopter, an unrelated one, or a hallucination. Yet, the initial identification of the remains as female conflicted with the male voice. The man claimed to be stuck on a cliff, but the remains were found in a low-lying area near a river. Did the tape relate to the SOS signal? The recording mentioned no one else, suggesting the man was alone. If he had a companion, wouldn't he have said, "Save us"? The female, later male, remains and male voice pointed to two separate individuals at the same site, connected only by the massive SOS signal and a tragic death. This discrepancy fueled speculation about multiple victims or misplaced evidence. The investigation stalled. The police found no further clues, but the SOS signal gained media attention, inspiring documentaries, podcasts, and online discussions. A curious Japanese reporter visited the site and, 50 meters from the signal, discovered a pit containing 2 cameras, a notebook, and a driver's license belonging to Kenji Iwamura from Konan, Naokamaki, southern Japan. This breakthrough suggested Kenji was the voice on the tape, while the woman's or man's identity remained unknown. Kenji's name offered hope for solving the case. Kenji, a 25-year-old anime enthusiast, had gone missing 5 years earlier in 1984 while on a solo hike in the same area. Investigators traced Kenji's history. In 1984, Kenji Iwamura set out to hike a Saadake. He stayed at a mountain lodge, informing the owner of his plans for a quick day hike. The owner warned an approaching storm, but Kenji, full of youthful enthusiasm, ignored the advice and began his trek. As night fell and the storm hit, the lodge owner couldn't contact him. Days passed with no word, and Kenji vanished, his room left untouched. The police believed Kenji's belongings near the SOS signal solved the case, assuming the remains were his, misidentified as female due to the small stature and initial errors. A colleague noted Kenji's decisive nature, suggesting he create an SOS signal. His parent confirmed his love for anime, supporting the tape's connection, with other cassettes containing soundtracks from shows like Macross. But when they heard the recording, they didn't recognize the voice, claiming it wasn't their son's. Could parents not know their son's voice? Perhaps desperation distorted Kenji's voice, or the tape's quality obscured it, or maybe it belonged to someone else entirely. the investigation hit another dead end. After 11 days, the police closed the case, dismissing inconsistencies and concluding Kenji created the SOS signal. Yet, the mystery persisted, prompting a later reinvestigation. A new analysis revealed the remains were male with type A blood, not female, raising questions about forensic accuracy. Even so, a small-statured man couldn't have arranged the massive logs alone, especially with broken bones. Asadake's trails lack clear markers, but guideposts called Safe Rock directs hikers right to reach the summit. A similar fake Safe Rock appeared after a storm, misleading hikers southward into dangerous terrain, including cliffs and bamboo thickets. Unmarked initially, it caused many to stray, potentially explaining how hikers like Kenji got lost. Kenji may have followed fake Safe Rock, becoming disoriented in fog and darkness, leading to his demise. If Kenji created the SOS signal, how did he, injured and exhausted, manage it? No axe was found, and the signal's pristine condition after 5 years was baffling, as it appeared in 1987 topographical maps. The evidence suggested Kenji wasn't alone, contradicting the police's conclusion, perhaps involving an unknown companion whose fate remains unknown. Another theory posits Kenji met another lost hiker, and they worked together. This explains the voice discrepancy. If the voice wasn't Kenji's, and the signal's creation, with one person recording while the other built, but with only fragmented clues, the truth remains buried in Asadake's fog. The massive SOS signal suggests multiple people were involved, as one person couldn't manage it alone, especially given the weight and effort required. Theories abound, from extraterrestrial intervention to a skilled climbing team creating the signal and escaping without notice. Some even suggest it was a prank to taunt the police, though unlikely given the remote location. Others tie it to local legends of eerie, ghosts, or yokai, supernatural beings, haunting the mountains, luring hikers to their doom. To prevent further incidents, the police removed the SOS signal and added trail markers, improving safety with better signage and warnings about deceptive landmarks like fake Safe Rock. Though Asadake is safer now, the mystery of the SOS signal and Kenji's death remains unsolved, buried in the forest depths. We can only hope the truth will one day emerge, perhaps through advanced DNA testing or new witness accounts. The case continues to captivate mystery enthusiasts worldwide, inspiring books, videos, and forums dedicated to unraveling its secrets. And so, the story of the mysterious SOS signal on Hokkaido Mountain comes to a close. I hope this tale has brought you a sense of calm and readiness for a deep sleep. Thank you for joining me on this storytelling journey. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and turn on notifications for more. Wishing you a restful sleep, sweet dreams, and see you in the next story. Good night.